On the news tonight, Senate expresses worry over recurring cases of building collapse in Nigeria. 1 year after end SARS protests, groups hold memorial across Nigeria. Plus, 40 extension agents in Cross River State exposed to global best practices for efficient delivery of agricultural services. Good evening, and thank you for joining us on the news tonight. I am Achibombasi. The Senate Committee on Science and Technology has urged the Nigerian Building and Research Institute to channel its 2022 budget to check in recurring cases of building collapse in Nigeria. This was part of the committee's recommendation when the institute defended its 2020 appropriation bill. Details of that report will be brought to you in a subsequent bulletin. The heavy presence of security personnel at the Lekki toll gate forestalled a scenario that should have resulted in a total lockdown of the Lekki access by the end SARS protesters who converged in their numbers in a motorcade with the national flag chanting different songs. The Commissioner of Police, Akim Odumosu, said the presence of policemen at the Lekki Plaza is to prevent a recurrence of what happened in October 2020. The police has, however, dispersed the protesters as some suspected hoodlums tried to hijack the process.
And the Judas among us. I specifically warned them and I told them, I directed them, that nobody, no journalist, no media practitioner should be harassed. And nobody should be prevented from recording the activities. Because we are public servants. If you don't want the heat of the kitchen, get out of it. If you don't want to be criticized, you don't want to be abused now, you don't want people now to do that, don't do the job. I keep on saying it. The uniform I'm putting on is not my father said, reduce uniform. You people pay for it. So that I keep on telling them. But you know, in every family, there will be a Judas.
And exactly 1 year after human rights activists took to the streets to demonstrate extrajudicial activities of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS across the country, the King Square venue for the anniversary in Benin witnessed early callers who are advocating justice for victims of October 20th, 2020 incident.
It was in October last year that Nigeria experienced what many described as one of the largest demonstrations witnessed in the country. It was led by youths from across the country who took to the streets to protest against what they termed endless police brutality and also demanding for reform of key government policies. 1 year after, the protesters have assembled at the museum ground, the King's Square in Benin City, chanting solidarity songs.
Carrego, carrego, freedom fighters, carrego.
Stephen Asehame, a student of Auchi Polytechnic, is one of the many victims of police brutality. He describes prevailing circumstance as devastating.
The people in Auchi decided to hold their own protest on the 19th of October 2020, which I was one of the protesters then. From my hideout was where I got a stray bullet. That is exactly what led to the amputation of my left leg. I actually want the government to come to my aid by giving me a job that I can actually do to earn a living.
Government should implement those panel reports. Officer that was found wanting should be prosecuted. Those that were recommended for compensation should be given compensation.
Today we came out in a very peaceful manner to mark our day. By next year we will come out again.
In 1 year, nothing has been done. Are you aware of the problem that IROT is causing in Benin? That agency go around extorting boys. Are they your problem?
They are appealing to the state and federal government to enforce the release of those arrested and also meet their demands. In Benin, Joy Igbo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, some youths in Delta State have commemorated the anniversary of the end SARS protest against police brutality. Ifoma Okafor reports.
Solidarity forever.
1 year after the NSAS protest against police brutality, some youths in Delta State have gathered at Nta roundabout Asaba to register their concerns.
A Nigerian youth need empowerment. We need employment, but what we need is empowerment. Let our voice be heard. We have been intimidated. We are the strength of the nation. Every nation you see prospering today have 70% from the youth sector.
I want the government to understand the fact that they are knowledgeable enough, you understand? They are conversant with basic amenities, and they know what basic amenities means, and they know the need the basic amenities will do to the youth, because they travel abroad. They travel abroad, they see how an average American or Western region citizen, they see how they live their life, and they see how their government is providing for them.
The police in different states have been threatening youth not to protest, but we have the right to come out and process. To process is not to protest. And if they are protesting, well, you can say they are protesting because they are telling you, look, what you are doing is not right. What we want you to pay attention, look for a solution to this problem. I think the government is here to address that.
As expected, security operatives were on ground to forestall breakdown of law and order and ensure the state infrastructures are protected. From Asaba, Ifoma Okafor, NTA News.
And away from the SARS protest, the new Commissioner of Police, Bayelsa State Command, CP Benjamin Okolo, has promised to synergize with members of the community and other relevant stakeholders for effective policing of the state. He spoke at a maiden meeting with top officers of the command shortly after assumption of duty at the state police headquarters in Yenegua. Imo Etmodo reports.
Ha! May I have kind permission to matter of the guard?
On the heels of the welcome formalities by officers and men of the command, the new Commissioner of Police, Bayelsa State, Benjamin Okolo, acknowledged security challenges in Bayelsa State and promised to tackle them with professionalism.
I'm aware that the state is being confronted with threats of kidnap, cultism, and some other heinous crimes. To continue to deal with these security challenges, we will synergize with all stakeholders in the command. Particularly, we will take advantage of community engagement, of the community policing initiative, as well as effective utilization of our intelligence capabilities.
The police commissioner franked at all aspects of incivility among officers and said such will not be tolerated under his watch. He hinted that the monitoring unit of the command will be activated to swing into action.
We deal with cases of incivility to members of the public, extortion, and all forms of discreditable conduct. To quote the Inspector General of Police in the last briefing he had with commissioners of police, these professional infractions utterly negate our policing values, just as they negatively impact on our drive to smoothen our partnership with citizens.
With his assumption of duty, the new police boss is the 34th Commissioner of Police posted to Bayelsa State Command, taking over from the immediate past CP Echeng, now redeployed to Anambra State. He has good news for all. The new police boss came with a message for all stakeholders. To members of the public, he promises civility and professionalism in relating with them. To the political class, he assures of being apolitical in the discharge of his duties. He also personally delivered a message from the IG assuring of the welfare of officers and men of the Nigeria Police. From the headquarters of the Nigerian Police Bayelsa State Command, Imo Etmodo, NTA News.
You're watching news reaching you from the studios of Nta Calabar. You can watch this newscast on our YouTube channel at YouTube/Nta Calabar. Let's go take a break. See you shortly. Good to have you back. And now to COVID-19 update. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control has recorded 159 new cases of the virus as at 19th October 2021. Statistics show that Federal Capital Territory topped the chart with 71 cases, followed by Lagos with 20 cases, Imo 17, Rivers 15, Cross River 9, Kanu and Ondo recorded 7 cases each, Plateau 4, Ekiti 3, Niger 3, Delta 2, while Bauchi has 1 case. Meanwhile, 209,546 confirmed cases of the pandemic has been recorded in the country so far. As part of moves to revitalize the economy through the agriculture sector, 40 extension agents in Cross River State are being exposed to best global practices and tools for efficient delivery of agricultural extension services. The training workshop for the second batch of trainees is organized by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration with the National Agricultural Extension and Research Liaison Services. Justina Itam reports.
Low skills and lack of interest on the part of the youths in agriculture could hinder productivity in the sector, and so in a training like this, agriculture extension agents are being equipped with knowledge on innovations for further transmission to rural farmers to not only boost food productivity but to also improve the livelihood of the rural farmers.
When we carry the knowledge gained here at this end of this workshop to where we are, the cells, where the farmers are, it will help to improve their productivity.
The technologies that are coming in now, we go there, we educate them so that they can adapt to the technology.
The Federal Ministry of Agriculture says the training is one of several strategies aimed at halting the drifts in the agricultural extension system to enhance the revitalization agenda of the federal government.
Agricultural extension delivery is the driver of all agricultural policies and research, without which all efforts in the agricultural ecosystem may not realize its intended goals.
This training is designed to empower participants with skills in the use of extension delivery methodologies and tools, as well as the best global practices in the agricultural value chains.
For the Cross River State government, this training will only boost the rice, cocoa and poultry value chains, which the state is interested in.
With a further training of these extension workers, we believe strongly that the targeted audience would definitely benefit from it, and it will lead to the empowerment of the rural farmers and the improvement in the GDP of the state.
It is expected that at the end of this training, participants will bring their expertise to bear in food production. In Calabar, Justina Itam, NTA News.
And now to politics. The People's Democratic Party has commenced screening of aspirants vying for various national offices in the 2021 National Convention of the People's Democratic Party. The screening subcommittee is chaired by former Attorney General and Minister of Justice Mohammed Bello Aduke San. He promised the committee's fairness to all aspirants, stressing that members comprise committed and loyal party members set to discharge their assignments without fear or favor. Other members of the subcommittee, include former Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Austin Opara, former Minister of Information, Professor Jerry Ghana, among others. And that is the size of our bulletin for tonight. But before we go, let's take a quick look at some of the stories that made the headlines. The Senate Committee on Science and Technology has urged the Nigerian Building and Research Institute to channel its 2022 budget to checking cases of building collapse in Nigeria. Groups across the country have commemorated the anniversary of the end-SARS protest against police brutality. We also told you that 40 extension agents in Cross River State have been trained on the global best practices for efficient delivery of agricultural services. Thank you so much for staying with us. Do have a good evening.